Hey there, YouTube. WhiskeyCactus here, welcoming you back to our Let's Play of his Chuunibyou Can't Be Cured. This is episode number 11, and let's go ahead and load it up so that I can actually hear myself think. And here we go. Last time, we had some conversations with Yui where we proved what a privileged asshole we are, and Yui basically told us to get fucking woke, and so we are getting fucking woke. So let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, also, I totally forgot until I just saw this. At the end of last episode, we found out that there was a whole lot of weird shit going on, and we lost a lot of memories and stuff, and that is, like, the cause of why we think we have powers or something, and we're about to find out details about that. And Mom wants to completely brush it under the rug. And apparently Dad and Mom are friends with Issa Kabir, who is the guy in charge of the game competition that we're creating a game for. So, yeah. Things got complicated. I don't remember the voice I gave you, Dad. 10 years ago, our company had an accident while holding its annual year-end celebration. A fire broke out in the hotel, and many people died. That includes people we know and are close to. Are close to us, like Amano's son. Amano? Isn't that Kagura's father? Yes. Kagura was your playmate, wasn't he? Dai was the older son. I remember a vague memory of playing ball with Kagura and his older brother, but I don't remember the latter's face. Still, I can't help but feel sad. What was he doing there? Dai, he was a high school kid then, if I remember correctly. He was very interested in going on the same path as his parents. He went to the year-end celebration with his parents, who used to be our important business partners. Of course, after that incident, they moved away. Only recently did they come back. Why was Kagura not with his parents? The child was homesick that day, don't you remember? You were very upset that he couldn't come. I shake my head as I feel my eyes start to well up with tears. Issa Kabir, he was there as well. Hailstorm back then was quite a small company, but they were one of our partners. I look at him curiously. Hailstorm only focused on games recently. Back then they also developed other software, which our company was very interested in. Issa had a boy about Dai's age. He too was a very enthusiastic lad, very eager to inherit his father's company in the future. I feel a pinch in my heart as my father tells me this. Mr. Kabir's son sounds like he still had so many dreams about the future. Why did the accident still have to happen? He's the very reason why you're still here, Jun. What? When the fire broke out, they cut the electric supply in order to avoid explosions. My mom lets out a stifled sob. It was my fault. If I hadn't been so busy, I would have seen you. All of a sudden, images flash through my mind. Flashbacks of the past. Oh dear. Oh, I was just going to a black screen. Never mind. I thought we might be getting some CGs or something. But, that's alright. I close my eyes, taking everything in. Oh, here we go. Hey kid, what are you doing here? It's none of your business. Hey, you better move away from there. That's not safe. Oh, never mind. Whoa, I've got powers. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh. Look, I can make it open without touching it. The doors are sensor activated, dummy. Wow, look. Okay, I guess what that means. I'm a superhero now. I'm gonna be the defender of justice. The defender of what? Come on, kid. We better get back to the function room. I wonder if I can open it from inside. From inside? Wait, kid, come on, you shouldn't be playing in the elevator. Hey, get out, this is my turf. Kid, believe me, you do not want to make this your turf. Sheesh. I go to the restroom and now I'm in an elevator with a little... Oh dear. Ah! Why is it so dark? Mommy, Daddy, help me! Okay, kid, calm down. I'm sure the power will go back in a few seconds. Mommy, Daddy! Kid, if you keep screaming like that... Wait, are those screams? Hey, why are you... Let me go! No, stay down. Don't you see that? It's smoke. Something's happening out there. Ah, I want my mommy and daddy. Well, I guess we've figured out what happened there. I crumpled down to the floor in a heap, feeling as though my breath had been knocked out of me. My mother shrieks as she immediately helps me up. Darling, are you all right? The elevator. What happened at the elevator? My parents look at each other, both wide-eyed. You remember what happened? No, I just asked you what happened. No, just the elevator. So you don't remember what happened inside the elevator? No. Darling, you don't have to know. Oh, well, that pretty much tells me all I need to know, I think. Frankly, I don't know what you were doing when it happened. But when the fire broke out, you were stuck in the elevator along with Yuna, Isa's son. If I didn't have any powers, how did I get out? It was Yuna. The fire damaged the cords that held the elevator up in its shaft, and it fell halfway through the floor. Yuna lifted you up enough to allow the firefighters to save you, but in doing so, he wasn't able to get out himself. According to the other firefighters, you were unconscious when you were brought up by their fallen colleague. Fallen colleague? Another stifled sob comes from my mother. The firefighter who helped you, he suffered burns which he died from a few days later. All these people, they died, but I didn't. I don't even remember anything about the fire itself. How come I didn't? How come I didn't die? Oh, darling. My mother pulls me closer to her, wrapping me in a tight embrace. Please don't think of it that way, June. It's that nothing happened to you that night. But everyone else, they lost someone. Kagura lost his brother. The firefighter, his family lost him, too. And Mr. Kabir, he lost his son. But you... I'm still here. Oh, honey. You don't know how grateful we are for that. How grateful we are that you're still here with us. Yeah, that doesn't help my survivor guilt now, Mom. Ugh. You don't have to be sad, June. I believe there's a reason why all of these happened. There's a reason why you're alive, June. You have to keep on living so that you can find the reason why. Mr. Kabir didn't lose Yuya that night, June. I look up at my father in surprise. Huh? What do you mean? He sighs, his eyebrows coming together as he frowns. He's still alive. Oh, that's worse! Oh, God, is he like in a coma or something? Yeah, in a coma, yes. Limited brain activity, yes. But he's still breathing. If you want, we can arrange a visit for you at the hospital. I don't know if I can handle it. It's up to you, June. All these years, we've been protecting you from the truth. AKA lying to me. But I guess now it's time for you to start deciding on your own. Oh, so you say that after you basically made me live my life as a lie. How come you never told me all these? You never even tried. You thought you were protecting me, but the truth is, all you did was prolong the agony. June, we did it out of love. My mother hugs me tightly as she whispers some kind words to me. Meanwhile, my heart feels like it's about to burst any second now. All the pent-up emotions I've been hiding are suddenly threatening to surface. Well, fuck this. Oh, man, this took a turn between the end of last episode with Yui and stuff. Well, I guess that kind of worked itself out, but... Jesus, God, this got real dark. Unable to take it anymore, I run outside, feeling like my heart's about to burst. Oh, hey guys, what's up? Smeeky, did you know? I bet she didn't know. I feel like she didn't know. To my surprise, I'm greeted face to face with Yui, who is busy talking to Smeeky.
John!
Hey! What up? Smeeky turns to me, a nonchalant look on her face. I told her you were busy, but... Yui shoots Smeeky an angry look.
I told you this is important! I have to tell John!
What up? What do you gotta tell me? She glances at me, then trails off.
John, you okay?
Not really. I kinda just had, like, a whole episode of death just unfold in front of me, but, you know. So it goes. The two of them look at me with half-curious, half-worried faces. Shaking my head, I push past them, continuing down the street. Oh, but Yui follows because she's so fucking nice. Yui follows after me, much to my dismay and relief.
John! Hey, John!
For someone so small, she's surprisingly fast. Yeah, that's usually how that works. Until I remember that she's into athletics. That's also how that works, too, yeah. Finally, she catches up to me, gasping for breath.
Come with me.
Without saying anything else, she starts pulling me toward a certain direction. Oh, back to the park. Of course, this music is way too happy for this scene right now. Jesus God. We finally arrive at the park. It's a weekday, which means there aren't too many people except for those who are engaged in after-school activities. Like these football players nearby. I wonder if they have any worries at all. I wonder what they'd feel if they just found out that their whole life is a lie. Yui's just sitting there like, what? I see an empty bench. I walk towards it, fully expecting that's where we'll go. To my surprise, Yui keeps walking, past the fields for sports, past the spots where most people hang out. Where are we going? We arrive in the spot behind the park, the one with the small pond in the middle. Yui sits by the water's edge, looking over at me, her eyes silently call me over. Sighing, I sit by the water's edge as well, as I look out at the rippling water in front of me.
Speak.
Yes, ma'am. I take a deep breath, spilling everything out to her. All the things that I heard my parents and Mr. Kabir say to each other. All the feelings that are threatening to burst from me right at this moment. She just stays silent, listening intently to me. I don't have any powers anymore. I pause, noting the mistake in my statement. I guess I never had. I guess they never told me because... I don't know, because they thought it would be best to let me believe that I actually had powers than to confront me with the truth. Yeah, I don't think the powers thing is the issue, dude. I'm pretty sure it's the trauma of, like, kinda sorta being the cause of multiple people dying, and the trauma of just the whole incident. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what they were protecting you from. I don't think they give a rat's ass about you thinking you have powers. I don't know. That would be the least concern on my mind. Than to confront their own son with the truth.
And that truth is...
that I'm just your regular, ordinary, boring person who's got nothing special going on in his life. Oh, bro. Don't say it to her face. God. To my surprise, Yui chuckles. You're lucky she chuckles and doesn't slug you. I frown at her, feeling offended. I'm telling you, all my trouble's here, and all you do is laugh? Thank you very much. Scoffing, I start to stand up, only for Yui to grab my arm. Sit the fuck down. Yeah. I sit back down, still feeling quite hurt at her reaction. Yui just stares at me, an amused look on her face.
You're wrong, Jun.
Here we go. Hear that music change?
You're not just some regular, ordinary, boring person.
That's not the part I would have objected to.
You've got so much going on in your life. It's almost ridiculous. Who cares if you don't have powers?
She smiles at me kindly.
I certainly don't. Sure, it sucks that you can no longer fly home or have things disappear or make things happen magically. But there's nothing boring about that. That's how I've lived my whole life. And I can tell ya, in no way is it less exciting.
If only I knew then. I don't have to feel this way now.
And you didn't know back then. That's their mistake. They should have told you. But they didn't. And now you have to make use of what you've got. Are you gonna use that time sulking about not knowing in the past? You gotta stop living in the past, Jun, or else you're gonna forget to live in the present.
Deep. Way deep. What should I do now? Yui smirks at me.
Powers or no powers? I think you're still awesome, so I bet you'll figure that out by yourself.
You're the best, Yui. I chuckle at her response as she smiles back at me. And as I look at her smiling face, suddenly it dawns on me. Yeah, you've had something awesome in your life the whole time, dude. In my heart, I already know the answer. Today, we're on our way to the hospital where Mr. Kabir's son is admitted. Oh, that's nice. The driver, Mr. Tomohisa. Tomohisa, okay. Am I saying that right? I guess I'm saying that right. Keeps trying to make small talk with me and Yui. Oh, fucking Uber driver, man. Always trying to chat. You're so chatty. While he can't expect much of a reaction from me, at least Yui is responding. Still, I can't help but breathe a sigh of relief when we finally arrive in front of the hospital. I thank him before I leave, and then remind him to pick Shiro up wherever she went out with her friends. Proudly, he shows me his schedule for today, organized into a single list. His to-do list is even more organized than my life. Well, that cut very, sharply. Alright. Excuse me. As with most other hospitals, Higashi Hospital is clean, sanitized, and completely lifeless. Yui and I walk silently beside each other, as she looks around her surroundings, as though fascinated. We head toward the lobby and ask for directions. One of the nurses behind the counter gives us the room number and the wing of where we want to go. Room 412. Thanking her, Yui and I go on our way. As we walk through the corridor, a couple of nurses suddenly rush on a man in a stretcher to the emergency room. Suddenly rushes a man on a stretcher to the emergency room, shouting at everyone to move away. Well, maybe not lifeless. I scold myself in my thoughts. That's a pretty ironic way to refer to a place where lives are saved, I guess. But it's impossible not to feel depressed or even devoid of life here, where most people are barely talking to each other. Anyone can just walk in and easily see the dark cloud hanging over each person's head. I haven't been to many hospitals, but I take back what I said. I hope most other hospitals aren't like Higashi Hospital. Well, they kinda are. Not gonna lie. Finally, we reach the right hallway. Room 406, 408, 410, and the room we're looking for, room 412. His room. Yui just watches me with worried eyes as I head toward the door. I stand outside of the door and raise my fist, only to put it down again. My knees are buckling, and they feel like they're about to give way any time now. I take a deep breath and try again. However, no matter how hard I try, I find myself unable to knock. I look back at Yui, who gives me a thumbs up. Yui.
Go on, man. I'll be right here.
Thank you. For coming with me. I don't think I'd be able to do this without you. She just smiles at me, urging me again to knock on the door. Come on, June, don't be such a weakling. Chiding myself, I force myself to raise my fist to the door again. Before I could even knock, however, the door suddenly opens. A nurse comes out, looking surprised to see me. She looks even more surprised to see my fist, which is now in a perfect position to hit her right in the face. I hurriedly put it down, feeling embarrassed. The nurse clears her throat, obviously having gotten over her shock. Excuse me, are you visitors of Mr. Kabir? Mr. Kabir. The name is so familiar to me, yet at the same time foreign. For a few seconds, I couldn't find my voice to answer the nurse's question. What am I doing here? I don't even know what I'm doing here. I shouldn't go in. I don't know what to expect. I don't want to know anything. Yui just stares at me with watchful eyes. I should say no. I should say that I'm mistaken. I should say... Sir? Yeah. I managed to croak out a response, though not the one that was running through my mind just mere moments ago. The nurse breaks into a smile. Oh, you're right on time. Visiting hours will be over in an hour. She must have mistaken my nervous expression as an expression of curiosity, because she proceeds to explain herself. The people in this ward are in a delicate and sensitive condition, you see. That's why their visiting hours are a lot shorter than regular patients. My heart sinks. Delicate and sensitive? This is much worse than I thought. And yet, Yui and I just nod. By the way, may I know your names for the logbook? She hands me a small notebook, where dates and names are presumably written down. I note that nobody has visited him yet for today. With a cold, trembling hand, I quickly write down my name, as well as eyes. I think somebody forgot to check which variable was set or which flag was triggered. I'm on the Yui arc. Good to know that we do this with I, too. As well as Yui's, and give the notebook back to the nurse. She smiles at me and glances at the logbook. In a split second, her demeanor immediately changes. Ah, you're a Mizushima? You should have told me instantly. You must be their son, then. And is she your girlfriend? Whoa. Excuse you. I hope. Maybe. I'm working on it. Chill out. Looking at Yui, she smiles sweetly. I guess that's a fucking yes. Their son. That's the part? That's the part that you're repeating nervously? Really? Yes, your parents visit here often. But didn't you know? Not wanting to discuss the matter further, I just thank her. She seems to get the hint because she nods and excuses herself, telling us that she'll be back in an hour. I don't even know if we can stay here for an hour. I don't know if my heart can take it. Oh dear. The inside of the room is clean, white, and well-kept. Sounds like a hospital room. Judging by the flowers on the bedside table, it's quite obvious that Yuya Kabir is greatly loved. The note written at the bottom of the bouquet says, "We miss you, Yuya." If it's true that he fell into a coma the same time that he had saved me years ago, then certainly it's been a long time since I last saw him awake. It's been 10 years since my accident, after all. If drama shows and books were an accurate depiction of reality, then most people who have been in a coma for this long would have been long abandoned already. Yui and I just sit down at the couch near his bed, staring at him silently. Honestly, I don't know what to feel. Should I be grateful that he saved me, or guilty that he did? If he hadn't saved me then I would certainly be... Jesus, the double then is really tripping me up. If he hadn't saved me then I would certainly be dead by now. But at least he wouldn't be in a coma. Which one is the lesser of two evils? The more I stare at Yuya, the more I feel my heart being wrenched out of my chest. It hurts much, much more than I thought. For a few minutes, nothing can be heard in the room apart from the typical hospital sounds. IV dripping, heart rate monitor beeping, sounds that indicate that there's still life within these four white walls. To our surprise, the door suddenly opens, gently, but still unexpected. I stand up, expecting it to be the nurse. Oh hey, it's you! What up? However, it's Mr. Isa Kabir himself who walks in, a weary yet contented smile on his face. The moment he sees us, his face immediately turns into one of surprise. Why, I didn't know you kids would be here.
Nice to see you, Mr. Kabir. I'm gonna wait outside, Kay.
She gives us a slight wave before heading out the door. Mr. Kabir just nods, smiling at her gratefully. We're left alone in the room, not a word passing between us. Well, there's a word. June. With her outside of the room, I find myself breaking down in an instant. Hot, angry tears fall down my cheeks, reflecting the emotions surging through me at this moment. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't my parents tell me? None of you told me, none of you. June, I'm sorry. I thought it was me. I thought I saved myself back then. But no, it was your son, Mr. Kabir. Your son saved me. If he hadn't, I would have died. But maybe I should have just died. I should have just died. If I did, then he wouldn't be like this. I gestured toward the sleeping patient on the bed, blissfully unaware of the drama happening in his room right now. June, don't say that. Nobody should have died, son. I'm not your son, he is. And because of me, he can't even be your son. Hello. Oh, shit. That's some waterworks there. Mr. Isa Kabir approaches me and pulls me closer to him. The scent of aftershave mixed with tobacco fills my nostrils as he embraces me all of a sudden. No, June. Yuya is my son, and that will never change. And when he saved you back then, when he gave you another chance at life, I told myself you'll be my son too. That's why I kept in contact with your parents, even through the years. In an instant, the realization hits me like a pile of bricks to my face. You're the godfather who keeps sending me video games as gifts, aren't you? With an indescribable expression on his face, a mixture of surprise, embarrassment, and perhaps even of pride, he nods at me. I stagger backward, feeling out of breath all of a sudden. No. My mind screams at me, threatening to go blank. So, when I first met you in the hallway, when you sent us that letter, it wasn't because you saw the potential in us. It was because you already knew me. You already knew me. My child, that's not true. When we first met, I didn't know it was you. In all these years, I never did see you up close. Your parents had never allowed you to see me. Why? They were afraid that I'd wake up from my delusions? Son, you idiot. June, you huge idiot. A chill envelops me, and I struggle to gain my footing. I feel like I could faint any moment now. I must look much worse than I thought, because Mr. Kabir takes a step toward me, a worried look on his face. I reach my arm out onto the wall behind me for support. You're the reason why I got into video games in the first place. And that never would have happened if your son hadn't... The tears start flowing freely again, and the anger in me fades away into something else. Something more horrible. And if I had the choice, I would choose to be angry rather than to feel this. I feel shame. Crippling shame that wants nothing but to tear my heart out and gut me. I take a glimpse at the unconscious man on the bed. Everything I knew, everything I've ever known in my life, it was all due to this man. It was all because of him sacrificing his life for me. And here he is on the brink of death, while here I am, unaware of his existence until a few hours ago. Son, I've stolen everything from him. Son, please. I'm not supposed to be here. Kaguta's brother, Mr. Issa Kabir's son, I've stolen everything from them. Jun, 11 years ago when I was trapped in that elevator, there was only one thing in my mind. I wished to live, I wished to survive, I wished to see the sun again. I told myself I wouldn't die. I was a superhero, and superheroes don't die because superheroes have powers. I had the power to grant my every wish. I couldn't die, I wouldn't die. I wished to live, and I knew I would live. I did. I start hitting my head with my fists, extremely frustrated with how everything turned out. June, stop it, son, stop it! Mr. Kabir tries to grab my arms and keep me from hurting myself. June, you idiot. You don't have special powers? How can you be so naive? You don't have powers at all. Suddenly, the older man tightens his grip on my wrists. I can't help but stop flailing and look back at him. No, June. You do have powers. Oh, what? Mr. Kabir, what are you... A sorrowful look suddenly crosses his face, making the words I'm about to say die on my lips. You have the power, June. You have the power to still change things in your life. The power to achieve your dreams, the power to live, to use all your senses to experience the world. It may not be the kind of power that you want, but... He glances at his son painfully. It's a power that not all of us can have. Not everyone has the opportunity, June. You should treasure and make the most out of it. For your sake, and for the sake of the ones who don't have that power. Words are a powerful thing. They can create change, they can cause wars, they can make the world a happier place. Words can have a profound effect on people. And Mr. Issa Kabir's words dawn on me. Oh, and as Mr. Issa Kabir's words dawn on me, I can't help but let myself drown away in them. We stay like that for a long while, drowning ourselves in our shared sorrow, words and tears. Oh, hey, Yui. Wanna hang? Yui sighs, looking at me patiently as we stand in front of the bus stop, waiting for her ride. I would have loved to just give her a ride home, but I realized that I couldn't have the driver see me this way. He'll most likely tell my parents, and that will mean a whole nother discussion to worry about. I'd rather just avoid that for now.
So?
I turn to her a little absent-mindedly. Yeah?
Mind telling me what happened?
Things and stuff? At the hospital? Yui looks at me quizzically. No, not at the hospital, June.
Where else?
Sorry.
Don't be. Just answer me.
Well, I finally learned the truth.
The truth?
The whole truth. Finally cleared a few things up.
If it's the whole truth, I'm guessing that ain't just a few things.
I chuckle a bit at her response. We didn't have that much to clear up anyway. I guess I hesitate, feeling embarrassed to go on any further. But to my surprise, Yui properly guesses what I'm about to say.
You just want to see for yourself, huh?
Yeah.
It's okay, Jen. We're all humans. Curious bastards, if you will.
Oh, damn.
As long as you ain't hurting anybody else, there's nothing wrong with that.
I guess so.
Guess so. You know so.
You are very supportive.
Life's just like catching music, you know?
My life has become a boring pop song and everyone is singing along.
Sometimes you like it. Sometimes you don't. But you sing it, nonetheless.
That's pretty fucking deep. Yui grins at me.
Keep singing that song, will ya?
Keep singing that song. I give her a grateful smile. What happened earlier inside the hospital room, I'm pretty certain that was the cruel hand of fate trying to make everything right. But what do you know? Maybe it has already made things right for me. In the form of a small bubblegum-haired girl standing in front of me right now. I will if you'll sing with me. Fucking smooth AF. God damn, June. She gives me a mischievous grin, looking pleasantly surprised.
We'll see.
Oh, look at you, being all coy and shit. I wake up bright and early today, surprisingly feeling happy. Have you ever had one of those days when you feel particularly cheerful for no apparent reason at all? Yeah, that usually happens right after sex. It's exactly what I'm feeling right now. Huh. I wonder what's up. I can't imagine. I cannot possibly imagine. Maybe it's a sign that today's gonna be a good day. I can only hope. With a smile on my face, I pull myself out of bed, heading straight to the comfort room. Even though it's a weekend today, and I technically have nothing to do and nowhere to go, I'm still feeling pretty psyched. Wait, am I supposed to be waiting for deadlines for the game? As far as I know, Samiki has already completed most of the script. Most of the resources, including the art, has already been coded. Has already been coded in as well. Note to self, record before dinner. Not a surprise, considering there are only about 2 weeks left before the auditions. But why do I feel so giddy? After washing my face and brushing my teeth, I decide to go downstairs for breakfast. Who knows, maybe the reason for my nice morning today is nothing but a plate of hotcakes and a cup of coffee. Hot cup of chocolate. I can read. I'm not someone who's hard to please anyway. The reason for my giddiness becomes quite apparent the moment I get halfway down the stairs. What up? She came to visit me this time, guys! Oh dear! This is getting serious. A familiar bubblegum-haired girl is seated on the couch, singing quietly. That's CG, though. I stop, thinking twice about calling her. I want to hear the song. I want to say her name. I want her to look at me. But I don't want to make her music stop. So instead, I just watch her, as her sweet melody fills the whole room. There's something about the way she sings that captures one's heart. I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching her sing like this. Yui? Her eyes open, guys! She opens her eyes, glancing at me. The moment her eyes catch sight of my face, she smiles.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Looks like you've only just gotten up, huh?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Feeling a little self-conscious now, I run my fingers through my hair, realizing that I haven't even combed it yet. Wait right there, I just have to... Oh, she ain't gonna wait. Before I can go back upstairs, though, I see another familiar face sitting beside Yui. Which one? Is it Sumiki or Shiro? With that fiery red hair, I'll never miss... Oh! Never mind. I'll never miss him for anybody else. Fumio! Great to see you here. Ah, damn, no funny business today, huh? He returns my greeting with an icy smile. You fucking my sister? Gotta accompany Sissy in case she gets in danger or something. Ha ha. Oh, you. Oh, you. Get the fuck out of here, you. I smile at him, though it feels more like a half grimace. He may be just 3/4 my size, but this kid always manages to strike fear in my heart every single time. A lot like his sister, I suppose. Yeah, well, no kidding. Yeah, of course. Oh, hey, what up? Sumiki appears from the kitchen, looking a little bit surprised. Jin, thank goodness you were awake. I told Yui I could wake you up for her, but she didn't want to ruin your sleep. She's been waiting for an hour now, so you better listen carefully to what she's gonna say. Nag. God damn. Realizing that I no longer have a chance to run back upstairs now to grab a comb, I start heading to the couch, discreetly running my fingers through my hair. Yui chuckles the moment she sees what I'm doing.
It's fine. Fumio here's got worse bed hair days than you.
That doesn't make it better. Fumio makes a half-embarrassed, half-horrified look. I can't help but smile. Sissy! Good to know I've got company on this issue.
You're both in good hands.
All state. We smile at each other as Fumio pouts at us. Anyway, what are you doing here so early?
Sorry if I'm bothering you.
No, of course not. Not that I mind. I mean, you know I don't mind you being here. At all. I glance at her brother, who gives me a suspicious glare. Get the fuck out of here. I didn't invite you either. Yui just chuckles at my struggle.
I'm actually here to tell you something important.
Yeah, that's kind of what Sumiki implied. What up? Really? What is it?
Well, actually, it's 2 things. Is that Kay?
Yeah, that's Kay. Yeah, of course, Yui. You can tell me anything.
Swell.
It is swell, isn't it?
Well, number 1, Mom's actually doing pretty okay in her jobs at the moment, so I don't have to take any more paid gigs to cover the things she's missing.
Bitchin'. Commission box closed. She glances at Fumio, who only looks at her. That's great. That means you can do other things now. Like work on my game, bitch. What? I didn't say anything.
I still gotta take care of these kids.
She ruffles Fumio's red hair, much to his obvious irritation.
But yeah, pretty much. I've got a different to-do list now, thankfully.
Do you have a little space for our game development in that list? Yui smiles at me, her eyes twinkling like stars in a clear night sky. Bro, get a room.
Actually, that's number 2. Number 2 is that I'm actually done.
What?
Like 100% done with all the in-game background music.
What? Fucking what? She grins as I stare at her in shock.
You know, I'm a pretty fast worker, right? And it doesn't really take me that long to finish a song. But see, I really care a lot about this project of ours, Jin, so I didn't want to just work carelessly on it. That's why I've been putting off doing it. Because I thought to myself, if I was going to work on it, I was really, really going to work on it. It's not just some casual gig that deserves not.
Without waiting for her to continue her speech, I wrap my arms around Yui, surprising both her and her brother. Well, her brother can get the fuck out. Don't like it, don't watch. Yui, thank you. That's the best news I've heard all week. I feel her grinning against my shoulder.
You're welcome. I only did my job, you know.
I hug her tighter as I feel her wrap her own arms around me as well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow, didn't know it really meant this much to you.
Fumio suddenly clears his throat. Go away! Okay, that's enough. Enough now. Yui and I pull away from each other, our faces matching her brother's fiery hair perfectly. Guess what? The other resources have now all been coded in. With the music and the beta testing done, we're now well on our way to the auditions. Yui jumps up from the couch, looking visibly excited.
So, that means we actually made it?
It means we fucking made it! I jump up as well, taking her hand in mine. We did. Once we submit this, we can finally go audition for Hailstorm's sponsorship. Two of us start jumping around as Fumio rolls his eyes at us.
We're going on the auditions!
We're going. We're going! We're going! We hear a couple of panicked footsteps, and Sumiki comes into the living room looking quite out of breath. In one hand, she's holding a dustpan, and in another hand, a trusty feather duster. Why is she our maid? I don't remember what they said the situation was initially for why she was living here. But I don't remember that she, like, worked for us. I don't know. Whatever. Did I hear right? We're going to the auditions? Yui and I stop jumping and look at each other. Looking back to Sumiki, we both break into large grins at the same time. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Sumiki smiles. Huh. What do you know? After all that work, we finally get a shot at doing something more worthwhile. Whoa! Please tell me this is normal.
Sure is when you know you're finally on the way to your dreams, Fumio.
Yeah, take notes, Fumio. Laughing and grinning like a madman, I start running out the door without a single care in the world. Watch out, world. We're coming to the competition. After submitting our completed project to our school's development club leaders, we were finally given clearance to be excused from our classes for the whole duration of the auditions. I heard that if they liked the game, they could also help us market it for sale in next year's school festival. That's what Kakuta's team had been doing for pretty much our whole high school life. Pitching to the teachers/developers that we have and hoping for the best. We were never able to get the courage to compete with them back then, because we all didn't feel like we were able to accomplish something. But after we finished our first project, we suddenly found ourselves with a lot more courage than we've ever felt in our lives. This time, we're not just aiming for small stuff, like school festivals or school fairs. This time, we're aiming for something big. We're aiming to win. Alright. Well, guys, I think this might be a pretty good spot to go ahead and wrap things up for today. It seems like we're getting to the climax of the story. I don't know how much more there is to do within this game. So, I don't think I'm going to do any more routes. Like, I don't think I'm going to play it again, and I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm probably just going to... When this ends, I think I'm just going to stop. Because, I mean, I imagine there's a route for Shiro, a route for Ai, a route for Sumiki, and maybe a route for the teacher. I don't know. I don't know about that one. But there's probably a good couple of more routes we could do. I'm not really keen on playing through the visual novel again. I don't know how much of it would really be different. I imagine significant... the dialogue would be different, but I imagine we would still have the same kind of things going on in general. I don't know. It doesn't seem worth to repeat episodes like that, so I think I'm going to just end it off after we finish the game with the Yui route. And if you want to see any of the other routes, by all means, go download the game and get it on Steam and play through it yourself. I definitely recommend doing that. But I think we're going to go ahead and end the episode off here. I don't know how much more is left. We're obviously going to have at least one more episode. But it does seem like we might be getting close to the end. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Make sure that you're subscribed for at least a little bit more of his Chuunibyou Can't Be Cured. Next time, we're going to proceed with the auditions and see what comes next. I don't know. I don't know how long this game's going to go on for. So it might be the last episode. It might not be. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I hope you're excited for that, because I know I am. I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.